When did you catch a billion-dollar company red-handed? For nearly a decade, my mom was our whole world. Our dad left when we were little. He abandoned 3 kids and his wife for an 18-year-old girl. Mom never recovered financially, raising us alone on $45,000 a year as a teacher. She'd managed every crisis, stretched every dollar, survived everything life threw at her until stage 4 breast cancer. The chemotherapy would cost more than she could ever afford. After years of being the strongest person I knew, I watched her break. "I don't think I can afford to fight this," she said, staring at the medical bills. But then came hope. The hospital's financial counselor sat us down in her office, pulled up Mom's insurance, and showed us the screen. "Given your situation," she said gently, "insurance will cover the chemotherapy. You'll only owe the $2,000 deductible." Mom broke down crying. I held her as she sobbed with relief. She could fight this. She withdrew her last $2,000 from savings and paid it that day, starting treatment immediately. For 3 months, things were looking up. Mom was responding well to chemo despite the brutal side effects. She kept teaching when she could and kept fighting. But then the envelope arrived. I found her at the kitchen table, hands shaking, holding a bill for $47,000. "Insurance denied coverage," it read. "Balance due immediately." Mom called the hospital crying. They transferred her between departments for hours. Finally, billing told her she could either pay or set up a payment plan of $1,500 monthly, more than her mortgage. If she didn't, they'd send it to collections in 30 days and stop chemo. She hung up and looked at me. "I have to stop treatment." That's when I took over. Something felt wrong. I gathered every piece of paperwork, the original insurance approval, bills, treatment dates, everything. I spent days comparing documents, calling insurance, and demanding answers. I immediately called the insurance company, and they said they had no record of ever denying the claim. In fact, they had no record of receiving claims for most of her treatments. It made no sense. The hospital said insurance denied everything, but insurance said they never received anything to deny. I dug deeper into the insurance records they did have. They showed claims from the hospital, just not for Mom's chemo. October 15th, a claim for treatment, but Mom was teaching that day. November 3rd, another claim, but she was at my sister's parent-teacher conference. The dates were all wrong. Then I noticed something more concerning. The procedures they'd billed for weren't chemotherapy. They were random codes. A surgeon consultation with a Dr. Tulin who I'd never heard of. Procedures Mom never mentioned having. I asked Mom about Dr. Tulin. She'd never met him. I went back to that pre-authorization the counselor had shown us. I called insurance again with the authorization number. "We have no record of that authorization code," they said. "That's not even the format we use." The hospital had created a fake authorization. They'd taken Mom's $2,000 knowing they'd never submit the real claims. They'd scammed us, faking insurance approval, stealing Mom's $2,000, and billing both her and insurance for treatments that never matched. They'd counted on a cancer patient being too sick to figure out their fraud. I printed everything and called the administrator's office for an urgent meeting about my mother's account. I didn't tell them what I'd found. I wanted to see their faces when I laid out the evidence. The next morning, I walked into the administrator's office. He didn't even look up from his computer. "You have 2 minutes and we don't negotiate medical bills." I placed 2 documents on his desk. "This is the insurance claim you submitted for October 15th. I set down the second paper. "This is proof my mother was teaching that day, not receiving treatment here." He glanced at them and rolled his eyes. "Billing errors happen. That doesn't mean..." I laid down 10 more documents. Fake procedures. The non-existent Dr. Tulin. The fraudulent pre-authorization. His face changed. "You billed insurance for fake treatments while charging my mother $47,000 for real ones you never submitted." The room went silent. He recognized what this was. Insurance fraud. A federal crime. He finally asked, "What exactly do you want?" "Wipe the $47,000, return her $2,000, and cover all remaining treatments." He laughed. "That's absurd. We might review the bill, but returning money already paid? And free treatment? Absolutely not. Then I'll call the insurance fraud department. Today." "You're threatening me?" I nodded with a soft smile. He stood up, walked to the window, then back. "Even if there were irregularities, future treatment is out of the question." I pulled out my phone. "I have the FBI healthcare fraud unit ready to dial. They investigate cases with a lot less evidence than this." His jaw clenched. He stared at me. I stared back, thumb hovering over the call button. 20 minutes later, I walked out with Mom's debt erased, her $2,000 back, and Mom's cancer treatment completely covered.